under the sea, under the sea.
Global goals are issues that need to be solved all over the world. Life underwater is more important than other issues because it not only affects marine life, but also human life. 4 issues that make up this goal are pollution, overfishing, restoring the coast, and the lack of marine technology. One problem that affects marine life is pollution of plastic in the ocean. According to Plastic Degrades in Seawater, military, merchants, and cruise ships often throw waste such as plastic overboard. Because plastic doesn't degrade, it releases toxins into the ocean. Marine animals will eat the plastic and absorb the chemicals, leading the toxins to get passed up through the food chain. Therefore, when humans consume seafood, they also consume the toxins from the plastic in the ocean. According to Micah Sakita, ocean instructor, Biology University, fish can consume up to 24,000 tons of plastic each year. Plastic can lead to blockage in the gut and in some cases death for marine life. There are acts that help clear up the plastic, but those can only do so much.
As marine biologist Ray Hilborn is known for saying, "Go ahead and eat fish." The problem with this is what happens when all the fish are gone. And this, sad to say, could happen if there is not a stop to overfishing. Overfishing is a big problem in our world today. According to WWF, each person eats on average 19.2 kilograms of fish a year, around twice as much as 50 years ago. The problem is not eating the fish itself, it's the amount being caught and then eaten. This amount is tremendous. The amount of fish being caught every year is increasing and will lead to a very low population of fish worldwide, leaving our oceans empty. Also, according to WWF, over just 40 years, there has been a decrease recorded in marine species of 39% due to overfishing. And before we know it, this number could reach the 50s and possibly then grow from there, if we don't do anything about it. Overfishing also leads to a loss between $6 and $36 billion in food production revenue every year, causing some companies or restaurants to fail.
Another problem that needs to be acted upon to help benefit ocean life is the restoration of the coasts. The coasts are home to many different aquatic species. Not only is ocean life affected by the coasts, human life is too. According to Elizabeth Barber, in April of 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded, killing 11 men and causing one of the worst man-made environmental disasters in U.S. history. When the well was finally capped 87 days later, the oil had already done lots of damage to the Gulf of Mexico waters, wildlife, and fisheries, as well as the livelihoods and businesses that depended on a healthy Gulf Coast. In order to restore a damaged coast, you need a strong foundation. There was a grant given of $3.6 million from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation to help restore the coast. To address this problem, it will take a lot of time and people who are willing to help make the ocean life better.
A huge problem involving the exploration and further study of marine life is the lack of marine technology. Ships and other devices used for transportation let off substantial amounts of pollution into the water, killing fish and underwater plants. According to the National Academy of Sciences, 14 billion pounds of garbage were dumped into the ocean by cargo ships and cruise liners. These kinds of numbers highly contribute to the fact that ships are now being distributed with changes that make them more environment friendly. Ships and submarines are not made well enough to search the ocean either, sparking a need for new technology to advance the knowledge of the parts of the oceans humans do not know. This lack of knowledge and technology makes scientists unprepared for the new findings of species, leading to the death or mistreatment of them. Unfortunately, these incidents happen too often and lead to the endangerment or even extinction of an entire marine species.
Life below water is an important global goal because it affects both marine life and human life. And by educating people with this issue, it will benefit this goal because it can spread the word and get the help needed to support improving the life below water. Developing a background knowledge of the pollution, overfishing, restoration of the coasts, and marine technology problems will also help spread awareness. Our world is 71% water, and it is our job to make sure it is protected.